Welcome to True Blue Politics Daily with Anita and
Karen.
Karen from Chicago. You all know her and love her. And today is Thursday, May 27th. I mean,
Nope.
May 28th. May 28th, 2026. So,
hmm
Karen,
Hey, Anita. What's up?
hey,
What's up?
what are we going to talk about today?
Oh, there's really nothing going on. I
There
thought we
really
could
isn't. I mean,
talk
it's boring.
about.
Let's just end the show.
There's nothing, literally nothing to talk about.
So, what
Yeah, well, we're definitely gonna have to talk about something that is looming large in political news, and that is the situation down in Texas.
I know it's quite a
Yeah,
situation.
it is a
Well,
situation.
it's emblematic of the larger situation in the United States of America right now because we have what are called, or they are some, a lot of them will even just call themselves Christian nationalists, and we want to
hmm
talk about what that means
hmm
and show James Tellerico, who is a Christian minister. He's a seminary. He's going to be a Christian minister, and he preaches a totally different type of Christianity, the kind of Christianity I think
Actual
Jesus,
Christianity?
actual Christianity, the kind Jesus taught, the kind
Right.
Jesus talked about.
Yeah. So we're going to open today. I just want to read this for you, Anita. This
Hmm.
is something that somebody named Eric Erickson, E.W. Erickson, posted on
You don't know Eric Erickson from he has the
Twitter.
Red State. That's
Yeah.
his
Whatever.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
blog or whatever.
I'm on. Yeah. I don't follow any of these MFers. So you're the
That's
right
true.
wing. Yeah.
I know. I
You kind of
punish myself that
engage,
way.
and yeah.
Hmm.
Well, somebody's got to do it, not
I
me.
know. It's
Okay.
true. I
So
know.
this is what this douchebag says. I'm totally happy to work to defeat Tellerico, who is too extreme for any Christian to support,
Mm.
particularly since Scripture clearly tells Christians to avoid those who profess Christ but are heretics. But I see no need to defend a corrupt crook like Paxton, and I question the sincerity of Christians who will excuse Paxton's conduct, for which he pleaded no contest while attacking Tellerico. You're really no better than Tellerico when you do that. Well,
You know what he's saying, and this is
yep.
what I think is going to happen. A lot of these people are going to stay home.
hmm
A lot of these people are going to stay home. But of course, it's ridiculous. And James Tellerico, just listen to him. What is he talking about? He's a heretic.
Oh,
He
true.
actually talks about
For his
what
teaching.
Jesus
hmm
taught.
Yeah.
And Jesus' actual teachings, and that's a threat to them.
Well, that is, see, I
It's a
mean, and
threat.
that just shows that they're not really actual Christians, right?
No, no, they're the heretics.
They're the
Honestly,
heretics. Well, and it's always about protection with them. It's
it really is.
always
Yep.
right.
And honestly, if he's a threat because he's telling people, you know what, we need to feed poor people. We need
What?
to take care of sick people. We
You
need to love our
bitch.
neighbors.
You're an
I know.
asshole.
Where did he
What
get
an
those
ass. Yeah,
ideas?
what the hell's that shit?
Where did that come
Where
from?
did that come from?
So I mean, those are things that Republicans don't want to do, right? So of
That's
course it's a threat to them,
funny.
and they want to brainwash all these dumbasses to believe that too. That's being Christian. You don't have to take care of people. You don't have to love your
You
neighbor.
don't have to do that.
So yeah, so that it's actually a threat to them. It's a threat to them, their power.
Yep. And really, yeah, right. If you have, a bank account that is, a million billion, or $1 billion, then yeah, that is your view of Christianity. And it's, as long as you can dog whistle racism and you can spew transphobic hate and LGBTQIA hate and hate for women or subjugation of women, then
You'll
the
get your tax cuts.
stupid rubes, yeah, well, you'll get your tax cuts up
Tax
there,
cuts.
but all of
No, but I
us,
mean it, you'll get them
right.
to vote. You'll get them to vote for
Yes.
tax cuts by
Yes.
using those culture issues.
Right. For the wealthy, not your own
Yeah,
tax
for
cuts.
I mean
Right.
tax cuts for the wealthy.
You're
I
right.
mean
Right.
that billionaire that you were
The
talking about. He's going to get
yes.
his tax
Yes,
cuts.
he's going to get his tax cut, but all the stupid rubes that are out
Mm-mm.
there
They're
that
going
are
to get
buying
screwed.
into this, you're going to get screwed. They don't
Hmm.
care about you.
No, they don't. And as a matter of fact, these things work against you too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it doesn't pay to hate if you unless you have like a cajillion dollars in your bank account or an
It doesn't even
offshore.
pay then. It doesn't even pay then. These
Well,
people must be miserable. I mean,
well,
how much happier? You're not any happier if you make, let's say, $400,000 a year or 100, even $150,000 a year than if you make a million. I'm telling you, once
no,
your
no,
needs
but
are
I'm not
met.
talking, you're right, but I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people that make $30,000 a year that vote for
Oh, those people.
Republicans.
I meant like the billionaires aren't happier just because they're
No,
billionaires. As a matter of fact, I mean, think about once you reach a certain amount, what is the point of just wanting more and more and more unless you're like a sociopath?
can't take it with you. They're
No, you can't.
sociopaths.
That's
That's
right.
what they are.
That's what they are.
They're sociopaths. Anyway, but I want to play this clip of James Tellerico, this heretic.
He's
Hold
such a
on.
heretic. Listen
Here
to
we
him,
go.
you'll hear it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'm going to hear it.
Evil.
Evil,
My first year of teaching, my principal told me that I was going to get this kid named Justin, who had gotten kicked out of his elementary school the year before because he had brought a knife to school and threatened to stab his fifth grade teacher. So I was, again, first year teacher, kind of freaked out, right? The kid shows up. One, he's not a monster. He's an 11-year-old boy, right? Like this high, right? I took him aside, introduced myself, told him I was happy he was in class, told him I wanted to get to know him. He gradually started to raise his hand a little bit more in class. He was super smart, super just quick. He also had like a great smile. He's very popular with the girls in the class, a lot of personality. And I started to invite him to our little lunch group because I had kids who came and ate in my classroom during lunch. And we started to kind of build a rapport. And he didn't have a lot of male teachers, so I think that was helpful to see a
buffering.
teacher and be able to build a relationship with him. Anyway, right before winter break that year, it's the last day of school, he brought me this wrapped gift. The wrapping was all jankety, but I opened it up and it was this little cup with a snowflake on it that he had bought at the Dollar Tree for his teacher. Again, this is a kid who was going to stab his fifth grade teacher. A few months later, he's bringing a snowflake cup to his sixth grade teacher. And I was feeling like I was on top of the world as a teacher. I was like, who's going to make the movie, right? Like, here I am, right?
Sandra Bullock's going to play you in a movie.
Yeah, who's going to play me? And then I came back after winter break. I was in my third period class, and I heard this commotion out in the hallway. So I immediately stepped out of the room to see what was going on. And there were two of our coaches, and they were both restraining Justin, either side of him. They were carrying him out of the school. He was screaming. His feet didn't touch the ground. Like, he literally was just carried out of the school. I found out that he had started a fight in his third grade class, and that was his last strike. And it was the last time I ever saw Justin. I did some digging to figure out what had happened. Turns out in the previous semester, Justin had been seeing a therapist that was provided by the school district. And it was this lady that he really was hitting it off with and getting along with. And they were going through all his issues because Justin had been abandoned by his mother at a very early age, which that'll screw anybody up, right? Justin had experienced violence, had experienced all this trauma. And so for the first time, there was a professional who was helping him work his way through it. And there was a teacher who liked him and who believed in him. And that was all it took for Justin to see all of these improvements. And I found out that after winter break, that because of budget cuts from the legislature, the district had eliminated the therapist. So this lifeline suddenly went away for Justin. So literally everybody had abandoned Justin, including his own mother. And now the adults that he was trying to trust again were abandoning him. And so that was the kind of radicalizing experience for me, because these people at the state capitol had cut $5 billion from our schools. Who knows why? Who knows what the justifications were? But I saw firsthand how that screwed up a kid's life. I saw the damage that did to real flesh and blood human beings. And so I promised myself right then that if I ever got a little bit of power or a little bit of influence, that I would do everything I could with every fiber of my being to stop that from happening again. So literally Justin and my students are the ones I think about when I'm at the Capitol. They are the criteria that I use to evaluate public policy, not if it's a Democratic bill or a Republican bill, Not if it's going to get me, ex-lobbyist support. It is, will this help my students or will it hurt my students? Period. And it makes things a lot easier. I have a picture of my one of my class periods on my desk at the Capitol. So that is what got me into this whole mess. I miss being a teacher because I miss having that immediate impact. All the impact I make now, if I make any impact at all, feels very diffuse and far away because there's all these layers.
Yeah.
But I like to think that some of the bills I'm passing are at least helping teachers like me and students like mine.
So that was when he appeared on Joe Rogan.
He's so evil. I can't believe it.
I can see why they
can
think he's
see.
a monster. I mean,
He's the Antichrist. That's what they say.
What a story. I mean,
I know. But that was his impetus for
Mhm.
getting into that. That's a good reason to get
that is a
involved in
good
politics,
reason. Yep.
and not just the pursuit of power and money.
No.
Those are bad reasons. Not, he
Well, and
went in
now
for the right
those are,
reasons.
yeah, those are the type of people that need to, that we should elect to,
Public service.
public service, or the people that have lived experience. They're not
Mhm.
sitting up in their ivory towers or just going and having their, hanging out with their, wealthy, uh,
Donors.
powerful donors. And it's getting down and actually caring. And that's the thing. Like, I've seen some of these Republicans, and they go and they do their town halls and they listen, and then they push back when people are trying to tell them
Mhm.
what they're experiencing, and they just get defensive and push back, and then
Yeah.
they deflect, and it's like this is truly somebody who listens and who has true lived experience, so that they can take that into their jobs as a public servant and
He
representative of their
he
constituents.
he lived in he worked in the poorest school district here in Texas
Hmm.
on the west side of town and taught there too. And kids, he said, were sitting on their the air conditioning units. They didn't have enough chairs,
Right.
because we don't fund our schools here. There are
Right.
not enough counselors. There's not enough teachers. There's too many students in every classroom. There's not like I see in these other schools in other states, you have like teachers' aides and all this. We don't have any of that.
Hmm.
So if you have any kind of issues, if your child has any kind of issues, learning disabilities or anything,
Right.
behavioral problems, forget it. They're just, going to be lost.
Yeah.
They're going to end up being a statistic.
Yep. So we have a clip of our one of the people we love, Trey Crowder, the liberal redneck. I just want to play this, and this is
Oh yeah, for a little bit of humor.
a little bit of humor here. We love him so much. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and unmute this and play.
Well, we're inching closer to the midterms, which means a lot of eyes are on a Senate race, and where else? Texas. And on one side, you got Ken Paxton, who's a former AG down there, who spent the better part of the last 2 decades shamelessly screwing Texans over in an effort to enrich himself and his cronies as much as possible. So naturally, Donald Trump sees a lot of potential in him and offered his endorsement. Seriously, Paxton's scandals were so bad, he got impeached by his own party a few years ago. Do you know how much of a corrupt piece of lunatic shit you have to be for state-level Republicans to hold you even a little bit accountable? As a white man, like I'm saying, even by MAGA 2026 standards, Ken Paxton sucks. So naturally, he won the Republican primary in a landslide, and now moves on to the general, where he will face every godless lefty's favorite church boy, James Tallarico.
Buffering.
To be that rare breed of Christian who tries to live in a Christ-like manner. He believes in things like empathy, unity, compassion, uplifting the downtrodden. So you can see why Christian conservatives think he's the devil and must be stopped. But the problem is, Tallarico does not make an easy target. He's like a super wholesome, straight white family man Christian. They don't know exactly how to attack him. At least they didn't until this week. This week they came out and said, Texas, listen up. We have some upsetting news about James Tallarico. Oh no, what is it? Is he a communist? Probably, but that's true for every Democrat. No, it's even worse than that. He's from Oklahoma. No, even worse, I'm afraid. No, I'm afraid so. Can't be. Yes, we think James Tallarico is a vegan. Oh, people just passing out mass hysteria in the street. A vegan, not anything but a vegan. Is it true they have deer's teeth? Like, Texas is so funny. But the funniest part is, as far as anybody can tell, James Tallarico is not actually a vegan. So if you got your opponents just making shit up like that, you're probably pretty good shape, but also this is just another reason why I could never run for office, y'all. I can't handle people saying shit about me that ain't true. And this particular accusation, I'd be losing my mind. Tallarico's a better man than me, because I'd be setting up a smoker in Ken Paxton's front yard today. I'd be going on CNN talking shit to him between fistfuls of bacon and stuff. I'd challenge Ken Paxton to a hot dog eating contest, spotting 10 dogs, still whip his ass. Could say I won't, and people piss me off. Y'all act like y'all own meat. Y'all don't own meat. Your God Emperor eats steak well done with ketchup, you fucking Philistines. Like, Texas, please get this one right, man. I can't say I'm overly confident. Every American knows, for the better part of a decade now, every election cycle it happens, people are like, you seeing these numbers and you seeing these polls in Texas? This could be the year. Texas could turn, right? And every election night, Texas is just like, gotcha, queers, yeehaw, right? And every time it's like, no, it's different this time. It's different. No, Paxton's worse than Ted Cruz. People like Tallarico. It's different. And I hope you're right. I really do. It's just, I'll believe it when I see it. But look, I'm from Tennessee. I can't say nothing, and so Texas, I'm going to still fuck with y'all, even if you don't get this done. But it'd be a lot cooler if you did. Love y'all.
It would be cool if we did.
It would be cool if you did.
And he does have a better chance than Beto. Okay, I love Beto.
Yes, you were saying it was like one good poll, right?
Yeah, it was one good poll where he was like up a point, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, did you see that poll?" Beto's above, beating Ted Cruz in this one poll,
right?
And Tallarico's been consistently ahead of Ken Paxton. So, he was up by like 7 points in the latest poll.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying and I'm not talking about like, right, this is at the same time before the election. And I think was it 2018? 2018 when Ted Cruz faced Beto? I think it was that long ago.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it was a good year for Democrats, but this is going to be this is looking like even a better year. Donald Trump is even less popular. We've got the war, we've got inflation. The economy was actually pretty decent back then because he was still, riding Obama's economy. Mm-hmm. And all these factors, are coming together at the same time. We have a good candidate, they have a bad candidate. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. But if we're going to do it, this is the time.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on one second. I just want to look because that means then Cruz was up in 2024.
He was this is 2018. They ran. It was 2018 when he ran against him. Remember?
Yeah, but then wait. But if it's every 6 years,
he ran again. He got
Cruz ran again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Oh yeah. What's his name? Didn't Allred?
Colin Allred.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, I was like, wait, why don't I remember that? Okay,
because there was other things that we were pretty upset about.
Yeah.
And Colin Allred did better than Trump. No, Colin Allred did better than Kamala, I think, but he didn't do very well.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to play. This is from Emoluments Clause on Twitter.
This is the oldest strategy in the world, divide and conquer. They divide us by party, by race, by gender, by religion, by all this culture war stuff. So we don't notice that they're picking our pockets, that they are closing our public schools all over Texas. They are gutting our healthcare, raising our premiums for Texans all over the state. And they are raising taxes on all of us while they cut taxes for themselves. And so I think Texans see through this game. They realize that we're being pitted against each other with these old, tired culture war fights so that corrupt politicians like Ken Paxton can hold on to power and continue to enrich themselves and their billionaire mega donors.
Yep.
He has been very good on staying on message. I just saw somebody asked him about this. What did they call him? They asked him about being called Tofu Tallarico or something like that. And he's like, he went straight to his message about, the culture wars and how they're trying to pit us against each other. And the real enemy are the billionaires. And so, he's staying on message. And I've seen it. These people, most of Ken Paxton's base, honestly, are these religious fanatics. And we'll talk about the Christian nationalism.
Well, and I want to add, more about this than and this is 100% expected. Everybody is fully expecting, and they're already doing this, right? They're calling him a trans, like he's the first.
I know, it's ridiculous.
So they're bringing up the trans issue, but what does he say about that, Anita?
He says God loves trans children, and as a matter of fact, I asked somebody. They said, "Oh, his opinion it's not on trans kids, it's not Christian. I said, what Tellerico's opinion is God loves trans children. What, the question is, why does that bother you?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that, do you find that offensive? Because that was what he said. God loves trans children.
Right.
And God created them.
And what did this person say?
Well, then they changed the subject and started talking about, oh, well, we care about the children, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, sure you do.
No, you don't.
Look at the kids being gunned down in their classrooms. And so, then he blocked me.
Right. Because you actually don't care about the children.
No, you don't. No, you don't. That is bullshit.
So
we see through you.
We see through you. Okay, so this is from Susie Rizzio. And this is a TikTok with Rachel Maddow.
Oh yeah, this is a while back. Let me preface this. This is from when Ken Paxton was on trial in the Texas legislature, and she details, because a lot of people don't actually know, most people probably don't know why he was impeached.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes through this, and she goes through just how awful Ken Paxton is. And this was before. I mean, we have known this about him, and he keeps getting reelected. I'm not surprised that he beat John Cornyn. Of course, he beat him by more than anybody thought he would. But the truth is, what happened was his base is energized as fuck, and they came out in droves. And but not many Republicans actually came out. It was like.
We'll go over those numbers. We have those
later
on. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Okay, go ahead and play
This is an amazing story. I can't believe this is real. It's real. This is the Republican Attorney General of Texas. His name is Ken Paxton, although he is not currently serving as Attorney General because he has been suspended from office by the Texas legislature pending an impeachment trial. Now, how bad do things have to be for the Republicans in the Texas legislature to impeach their own Republican Attorney General? Well, where do we start? Almost the entire time he's been Attorney General, he's been under indictment for felony securities fraud. Meanwhile, he's facing potential disbarment from the practice of law entirely over his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. Also, he's under criminal investigation by the U.S. Justice Department on serious corruption allegations. Allegations so serious that 8 high-ranking officials in his own office went to the FBI to report what they had witnessed in his office. Earlier this year, Paxton reached a multi-million-dollar settlement in a lawsuit for allegedly firing several of those officials as retaliation for them going to the FBI. It has been a lot with this guy. But hilariously, it was only when Paxton demanded that Texas taxpayers fork over the millions of dollars to pay that settlement that Republicans in the legislature finally started to get a little bit cranky with him. The Texas House impeached Ken Paxton by an overwhelming margin. So that means the Texas Senate now has to put him on trial. They'll hold an impeachment trial in September. If he's convicted at that Senate impeachment trial, he will lose his job permanently. Now, here's where it gets amazing. That trial will be presided over by the president of the Senate, the lieutenant governor of the state, a man named Dan Patrick. As the presiding judge overseeing Paxton's impeachment trial, he'll have immense power. He'll be the ultimate arbiter of, like, the rules and the admissibility of evidence and all that stuff. Here's the thing I can't believe is real, but it is. So Dan Patrick, the guy who's the presiding judge in this impeachment trial, just had to release his new campaign finance report. And would you look at that? He just received $3 million from the Ken Paxton Super PAC. Wow, what a coincidence. Dan Patrick isn't even up for re-election until 20.
What?
Well, I know. It's unbelievable that he got off, right? And that is before all his multiple affairs were exposed, including the one that he's having with these Christian influencer with 7
Quote,
kids.
unquote, yeah.
And the divorce on biblical grounds, So anyway, and he's got the $2 million love nest that nobody knows where he got the money for, but yeah.
Huh.
And
interesting.
The stealing of the $1,000 pen on video that he said he didn't do. And that when the video came out, mysteriously reappeared. He's like, oh, I found this. Yeah. But
Well,
anyway,
yeah.
those
Well, I want to read. We're gonna tie this all over. So, I just want to read an AI overview, a definition. Christian nationalism is a political ideology that seeks to merge Christian identity with national identity. It asserts that a nation was founded on and should be governed by conservative Christian values, with the government taking active steps to preserve this heritage. While it often uses the language and symbols of the Christian faith, experts distinguish it from genuine Christianity by its emphasis on political power, cultural dominance, and civic exclusion. Not
yeah,
very Christian.
no, not very Christian at all. It has nothing to do with Jesus actually, or what
Not at
Jesus
all.
taught, which
Right.
is, totally opposite of James Tellerico, who's in it because he wants his kids to be, safe and happy at
That's
school.
right. But you know what, Anita? This is going to shock you. Okay. Are you sitting down?
I am sitting down, but go
Okay.
ahead. I'll
Well,
try to take it.
I'm going to read this to you. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is frequently described as and widely considered a staunch Christian nationalist, a label he embraced
What?
as he aligns his policy initiatives and religious objectives. He actively champions conservative Christian values, quote unquote, in governance and public education. Did you know
What?
that?
No, I had no idea. I would never have known when he was suing schools because they wouldn't put up the 10 Commandments, or celebrating when Roe v. Wade was overturned. He, before anybody even did anything, he closed down the Attorney General's office in Texas and started serving champagne, and they all toasted it. So, yeah.
So, as Attorney General, as you're talking about, Ken Paxton sued schools that didn't display the 10 Commandments inside their classrooms. Some of the commandments include, Anita. Now, are you ready for this?
This might not be good for Ken Paxton.
It may not. It may not. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Paxton allegedly had multiple extramarital affairs. Thou shalt not steal. Paxton was indicted for felony securities fraud and impeached for misusing public resources, Anita.
And he stole that pen with $1,000.
There's that too. And thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Paxton was impeached for making false statements in official records. So those are just a few.
Yeah. I mean, the hypocrisy, and James Tellerico, as a matter of fact, called them out for a lot of that when he was in the state legislature. But yeah, this guy, when they say conservative Christian values, what are those?
What exactly
What
are those?
are those?
I wish somebody would just ask that straight out, ask that question. What does that mean?
What does that mean? What are your values? Because you know what? Tell us. Because I bet you don't want to. You just want to use that label, Christian.
Right.
But
and that's why they're so afraid, right? And that's why they're so afraid of Tellerico, because literally Tellerico could figuratively pants Ken Paxton with his knowledge of what actual Christian doctrine is.
Oh, and they know that, and it scares the crap out of them because they don't want actual Christian values taught, because if they were, these people would be thrown out on their ass if people actually knew that they were. I mean, what are they? The pursuit of power, greed. I mean, how is that Christian?
Right.
Lying. They lie about everything.
Right.
Look who their heroes are. Who are their leaders they elect? Donald Trump, Ken Paxton.
Right.
2 peas in a pod. I mean, they both have been impeached for all kinds of crimes. They both had multiple affairs.
Right.
They both lie about everything. They steal. I mean, it's just. These are their Christian leaders. Think about. I mean, these. Of course, they don't want people to know what Jesus' teachings actually were.
And that's why they're just pulling out all the stops with all of this culture. This culture war. Well, war. Sorry, I can't talk. Culture war bullshit. So you would be surprised to hear then, Congressman. Hold on. Congressman Gohmert, former Congressman Gohmert of Texas.
He knows you're going to be talking about here.
You're going to be surprised to hear this.
I know this is surprising to me. This surprised me.
Okay, here we go. Whoop. Get it back over here. Sorry.
He told a lot of lies. As his wife now knows, he lied a lot. He's quite corrupt. Quite corrupt. From all the things I know, I think he's the most corrupt attorney general we've had. in my lifetime. He told a
Hmm.
Sounds like Ken Paxton has really good conservative Christian values.
Yeah.
That's what they are. That's who he
Right.
is.
That's
That's what.
that's it. I mean, that's what it is, but it's not actual Christianity.
No, it's not. It's so. And when they call him a heretic, who's the
Right.
heretic?
Right. He's literally taking Christ out of Christianity because you're not,
Exactly.
yeah.
So I mean, it's just so obscene.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Ken Paxton, um, he has. Well, are you going to play some more videos about him, or is that it?
Well, I think that's about it. There's just one more here that I can, or yeah, one more that I can play. But there was, okay, so this is the new 50 state survey finds majority of Republicans, 56% qualify as Christian nationalism supporters.
I'm
This
not
is,
surprised by that.
yeah, this is as of February 17th, 2026.
I am not surprised by that at all. First of all, the term Christian nationalism is confusing.
Yes.
I think if you actually defined it for some of these people, I just wonder how many would actually identify with it. I mean, I know a lot of Republicans still would
Mm-hmm.
because that's how they see themselves. But as far as like normal people, a Christian national, it just sounds like, oh, well, they're patriots and they're
Mm-hmm.
good Christians. It's not at all what that means. It means they want to make this country a Christian nation. They believe that we should have Christian, what they consider Christian values in our
Right.
schools and our law and everything
Right.
else.
But meanwhile, like I wonder what they would be saying if it was, if we were trying to implement Sharia law and
That's
Islamic.
exactly.
Right.
It is Sharia law. It's
It is.
the same
It's
thing.
Christian Sharia law is what
And
it
if
is.
I wonder what they'd say if we were going to actually, I mean, these Republicans actually instill
Mhm.
Christian values in our schools. I mean, real
Right.
Christian values.
Yeah.
That's the ones they fight against.
Right. And it flies in the face of the founders and what they wanted, in the separation of church
Separation of
and
church and
state.
state.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a clip here. This is Lovable Liberal and his Old English Sheepdog. Do you believe in the separation between church and state? So I'm going to go ahead and cue this up. Hold on.
I have to tell you about something very scary that's happened recently that no one else is talking about. Have you heard about this Religious Liberty Commission that was created by Donald Trump? They're supposed to come out with a report on faith in America, but at the moment that's tied up in a lawsuit. We think, though, we know what's going to be in the report based on recent comments by some of the members of the commission. One said that she wants to see the Presidential Medal of Freedom given to a baker who refused to make a cake for a same-sex wedding. Another said he wants to see the creation of a national hotline that just repeats the same message over and over again. There is no separation of church and state. There is no separation of church. And that's when everyone has to pay attention. Because when people stop believing in the separation of church and state, they start believing that their faith should control how you live, who you love, and what rights you have. Now, I don't know if any of this will ever be implemented. I don't even know if it'll be in the report. But I do know it's scary that people who think this way are that close to power, because there is nothing more dangerous than people who think they're on a mission from God to control how you live. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Yes, exactly. I mean,
Exactly right.
and I bet you it will be in a report. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this clown show. I mean, they're just crazy enough. Look at the Paula. What's her name? Paula White,
Yeah.
the one that speaks in
Speaks
tongues. That
in
crazy
tongues.
woman, and they're
Right.
always laying their hands all over Donald Trump, like and praying over him. Give me a
Right.
break. And we're afraid of the religious freaks in Iran.
Right.
We have them here.
Right.
So, and they're leading our country,
Right.
just like over there.
Right, exactly. So there's a new report that details significant role of Christian nationalism in January 6th attack on the Capitol. The document titled "Christian Nationalism in the January 6th Insurrection" provides detailed and documented evidence of the extent of Christian nationalism throughout multiple elements of the attack on January 6th, including the pervasive symbols, signs, and iconology in the crowd. The imagery and violence of January 6th left indelible stamps on the American memory. Of the thousands of photos and videos taken that day, several moments have come to symbolize the insurrection. The 5 categories of iconic imagery examined here: the gallows, the cross, flags, signs, clothing, and Bible verses, and white Jesus and religious iconography, all have ties to Christian nationalism. The officers on duty that day described seeing the Christian nationalism even if they didn't know what to call it. D.C. Metropolitan Police Officer Daniel Hodges testified to a House Select Committee it was clear the terrorists perceived themselves to be Christians. And
Yeah,
now Donald Trump has pardoned these people and wants to reward them.
I know. It was really
Yeah.
scary. They were carrying big crosses.
Yep.
I mean, they think they're on a like, what do you call it? A religious war.
Yep.
That's what they think this is. We heard, what's his name? Our stupid Cake's Breath,
Mm-hmm.
Pete Cake's Breath, talking about this being a religious war.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, this can lead to very dangerous things.
Yeah, and this is another little paragraph here. The rioters, who can accurately be labeled as radical Christian terrorists, used Christianity as a kind of mascot, trying to lend credibility and social acceptability to their terrorism. In the process, they sullied Christianity and Jesus in the hearts and minds of people all over the world.
How are they any different than ISIS or Al Qaeda?
They're not.
Exactly.
They're literally not.
They're not.
Yep.
These guys are willing to do terrorism in the name of God or their fake Christianity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they do so much damage or harm to Christianity because so many people. It makes me understand more these people that were like, "This is not Islam," right?
Right.
When they were talking about, ISIS or Al Qaeda.
Mm-hmm.
And our religion teaches love and all these other things. And I think this is the same thing. These people are, that's why people aren't going to church. That's why they don't want to affiliate with Christianity. They don't want to be considered Christians. I know for me, when I see stuff like here in Texas, we'd always see this Christian daycare or Christian this or Christian that, as if that made it somehow safer or better.
Yeah.
Than other things, and to me, it was like a big red warning sign, because those are the people that,
they doth protest or, can profess too much.
Right. When you're doing that, I'm wondering what's really going on over there.
It's like you're trying to do the hard sell here that this is what you actually are, but tell me what that means.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Why does that make you a better daycare center for my child?
Exactly. Well, Raw Story put out an article, Ex-Biden Aide Flags Biggest Story Everyone is Missing That Could Spell Disaster for the GOP. On Tuesday, Texas GOP voters elected to nominate Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton in his bid for Senate. But on Wednesday, political data strategist John Hagner flagged a telling marker buried within the election data that may spell disaster for Republicans in the midterm elections. In March, Texas held its primary election, during which around 2.3 million Democrats and 2.2 million Republicans cast their votes. The first time since 2020, the Democrats voted in higher numbers than Republicans. The GOP race for Senate kicked off a runoff election between Paxton and incumbent Senator John Cornyn, Republican Texas, which was held on Tuesday, and the results, Hagner noted, spoke volumes. If the Associated Press vote estimate for the runoff is accurate, it's nearly 1 million votes less than the March Democratic primary and 900,000 less than the March Republican primary, Hagner wrote in a social media post on Twitter. Divided and demoralized and choosing lunatics? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think like we were just taught. I don't know if I said this on the air, but that husband and wife who are like the husband was like, he said he voted for Paxton. He's like, oh, he seemed embarrassed by it. And the wife, who was also a Republican, was like, he's a crook. And so she's probably not going to vote. You heard Eric Erickson talking about how, and he's an influencer. He's a publisher, the editor of Red State, which is very popular on the right.
Okay.
And he's saying, how couldn't James Tallarico is this and this and this, but how could you vote for Ken Paxton?
Right.
Well, then what do you do?
What do you do? Stay home.
You stay home.
Yeah.
Which I welcome.
Yeah, so in here, Ken Paxton won Starr County, Texas with 73% of the vote. That's a total shellacking, Anita, until you realize only 90 Republicans turned out to vote. November is coming, MFers.
Yeah. I mean, this is what's happening. They're just not showing up to vote.
Yep.
First of all, they're dejected because the economy sucks and and they're pissed off at Donald Trump.
Right.
And then, of course, plus the Latino vote is, going
what was
against
it, 30 points? Yeah.
28 well, it went down 30. He's at 28%.
Right.
Donald Trump is right now.
Okay.
Among Latinos. So, I mean, he's lost that. And, and Ken Paxton is a horrible candidate. He is Donald Trump, only without the negative charisma.
So they're going to keep doing what they're doing, and I think that we are going to be in good shape in November.
I hope so, because they're in trouble if they lose Texas. That means they're probably going to lose Alaska and Ohio and North Carolina.
And I am here for it. I'm going to start buying popcorn.
So keep your fingers crossed. I'm not saying it's a done. It's certainly not a done deal.
No, it's not a done deal, and we should definitely not assume so. Like that is a mistake. It's like they're hopeful signs, but everybody has got to stay the course, get involved, donate where you can. There are a lot of races that are at stake here, and we need to be we need to be there. We need to be there and support, write postcards, talk to people, get them registered to vote, make sure people understand what's at stake in November.
You know what? I heard something interesting, that if you donate to down ballot candidates, see that it doesn't flow down, it flows up. So if you donate to down ballot candidates, it actually helps the people on, up further up on the ballot. Like if you don't, because those races don't get as much publicity, right?
So even if you go through Act Blue, they give it to the.
Well, no, you have to specify. I mean, or else you have to donate directly to that.
Because I go through Act Blue, and I specifically to those candidates.
Right. Well, that's what they say. They say that it kind of flows up. I'm not saying don't donate to James Tallarico at all. I'm just saying that when you support these down ballot candidates, you're more likely to be helping, people up higher up on the ballot too.
Okay. Well,
so
that's not good.
That's good. No, that is good, because we want the people on the lower on the ballot to also get elected, right?
Yeah.
So and you know what? And I've changed my mind. So you're right about this.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
I started off. You were right. Okay, I'm saying it again. You're right. You know what? We always have to have. You've always said we need to have Democrats running everywhere, right? And that actually helps people higher up on the ballot, even if they can't win. When we have Democrats on these smaller races, that helps people in places like higher up on the ballot, like James Tallarico. So you may be, we may have somebody running as on the state legislature as a Democrat that probably can't win, but he's going to help. I think they said like 2%. It increases his his performance. The candidate higher up in the ballot. I don't know. That's very confusing. I didn't explain that well. But the point is, we need to run Democrats everywhere that we can.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, so as always, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Please like and subscribe.
Smash the button.
And go to our Patreon page and check out our content there. We post there as well. Like and subscribe. If you can subscribe, we have our bi-weekly podcast that just dropped, episode 61 on this past Monday. So check it out. And as we always do, we're going to leave you with another Lego video here.
I don't know if this is from Iran. I don't think it is.
This is, yeah. Well, here we go. We're just gonna let it.
We're
let
just
it
gonna play
ride.
it, and
We're just
yeah,
gonna let
let's
it
see.
ride. Yeah, let's see. Whoops, hold on one second. I gotta go all the way back. This thing just does its own thing. Sorry, guys. Okay.
I like that sound.
Shut the fuck up. Do this. Fuck up. Trump in the tower with the Bible in his hand, calling himself the chosen while he's building his brand. Elon in the background, feeding him the script. False prophet in the Tesla, yeah, the devil's got a grip. Netanyahu riding red, blood on the saddle, teal counting black coins while the markets all rattle. RFK on the pale horse, turning everything gray. King Charles in the white, smiling while the kingdom's decay. They said he'd bring peace, he brought the mark instead. It did the jaw in the flesh with that orange on his head. Elon whispering lies while the sheep start to kneel. For horsemen pulling up, tell me how the fuck you feel. Ay, Antichrist, shut the fuck up. Dajjal in the building, better shut the fuck up. Elon the prophet, better shut the fuck up. All four horsemen, better shut the fuck up. Antichrist, shut the fuck up. The end is here, better shut the fuck up. False prophets, simping, better shut the fuck up. Red, black, pale, white, shut the fuck up. He kissed the flag then, sold the soul for the throne. Promise golden age while he's breaking every bone. Elon tweeting, trust me, while the satellites spy. Netanyahu dropping bombs like it's do or die. He's a teal in the shadows, pulling strings with the tech. RFK talking health while the bodies hit the deck. King Charles waving from the castle made of bone. Whole world on his knees and they still won't go home. They call him the savior, I call him the beast. 666 on the hat while they screaming he's the least. Four riders coming and the trumpets gon' blow. Y'all still simping for the Antichrist, bro. Ay, Antichrist, shut the fuck up. Dajjal in the building, better shut the fuck up. Elon the prophet, better shut the fuck up. All four horsemen, better shut the fuck up. Antichrist, shut the fuck up. The end is here, better shut the fuck up. False prophets, simping, better shut the fuck up. Red, black, pale, white, shut the fuck up. They said he drained the swamp, he flooded it with blood.